Okay. So this evening, I'm not going to be saying I'm the only one here. I believe people are going to watch this and they are going to be blessed by this. So I'm going straight away. I'm going in straight away. So this is all about, I call it 12 pillars of wholesomeness. I believe you will never find this pillar elsewhere. You wouldn't. You won't. You will never find this 12 pillar of awesomeness in another place. You wouldn't. Yeah. I call it the blueprint of wholeness, the blueprint, and is reconstructing a life that holds. Reconstructing a life that holds. And if we could spend 1 hour is okay. If people join us and we could interact, that would be glad. That would be great as well. So I love it when we are many, but if we are here, we are how many are we? Two. Okay. So let's go, let's just dive in. We have a collective. When I say we, I mean all of us. Yes. We have a collective obsession with fixing the surface. When we feel exhausted, we want to feel the surface. When we feel exhausted, we buy a better mattress. When we feel lonely, we swipe on a new app. What do I mean? Sometimes we are only about, okay, let's just fix it. Let's just paint it. Let's just give it a color. Whereas deep down, the floor is cracking, the wall is sinking, but we only want to give it a touch up. How does that work? It doesn't work. Sometimes we feel exhausted and we think it's our mattresses. Sometimes we feel lonely. Okay, let me go on the app, on the blue app. Let me go on the blue app because you are lonely. Sometimes when we feel unfulfilled, we chase a promotion, a corporate title, or a higher number in the bank account when we feel unfulfilled. I don't know how many people can relate to this. Can we relate? We are acting like homeowners who see a massive, jagged, ugly crack running down the center of the living room wall. And instead of fixing the shifting heart beneath it, that is making it to crack, that is making it to shift, what do we do? We hang an expensive painting over it. Why? In order to hide the damage. I lie not in the Holy Ghost. Do you know what? After this webinar, I prepared it myself. After this webinar, me myself, I need something to work on. I'm not lying. If you listen to this webinar, you do not go back and restructure your life and do the work, then we are not growing. Now, we tell our guests that the house is fine. We tell ourselves that the house is fine. People come in because, of course, they see the painting, they see what is being hung on the wall, and they felt the house is fine. Another time, even yes, yourself, you tend to believe the lie that the house is fine. But tonight, that painting is coming down. The painting is coming down tonight. The painting, because it's a lie, it's not fine. There are cracks. Yes, yes, yes. And for the past 2 days, we've been doing auditing. We've been performing an audit. We've locked, we've been performing an audit. And for the next 5 days, which make it 7 days, we're going to look at, I believe we are looking at the workbook and we are working on ourselves. There are many symptoms, the burnout symptoms. They are hidden anxiety, the hidden anxiety, and the nagging sensation that you are somehow falling behind. And I want to correct that lie. You are not falling behind. You are not falling behind. We are falling inward because that's why it's called internal audits. So for those auditing, it's not to say that we are falling behind. No, we are falling back on ourselves. We are falling inward. You are not breaking because you are weak or you lack discipline. You are breaking because you have attempted to build. Listen, you are breaking because you have attempted to build a skyscraper on a sand castle foundation. Who does that? You have been trying to carry the weight of a 10-story life with just a 2-story pillars. And that is the truth. That is the truth. I call this webinar the blueprint of wholesomeness. So I'm going to be sharing my story because you can relate. You can relate. I'm not doing this for awesomeness sake. No, I'm not doing this because I just need to show up. No, I'm doing this because I'm intentional. I really want to help people out of hiding. I really want to help people out of themselves. I want people to see that I really, really want you to be whole. Things we struggle with that we shouldn't. If we could look keenly on these 12 pillars, we are going to stop struggling. And that is the truth. Behind the painting, 2026 has kickstarted. We are in February already. Imagine. This webinar is going to save you. It's going to save you. Behind the painting, let's talk about behind the painting. Yes. And I'm going to use myself as an example. There was a lady. I don't know, maybe if people have read about this, but I shared the story on my Facebook. But let's dive in. There was a lady, her name is Adebimpe. Yes. She was the gold standard. She was the girl every mother pointed to and said, be like her. She grew up. She blossomed in the choir and she served whenever the father's business called, which is the business of God. In secondary school, even while others were at parties, she was in a uniform at church rehearsals. She was so vibrant, committed, so filled with the word of God that people didn't just ask if she was a Christian. They asked if she was the pastor's daughter, whereas she wasn't. She was the Proverb 31 woman in the making. I don't know who can relate with this. You have served sincerely. You have served sincerely. You have served. You are giving people. You have poured yourself out. You have lost yourself. Like to the father business is good, is amazing. I love it. But when after doing that, you feel exhausted, or you think you are doing it for people. You are not doing it for people. Let's move on. And you don't need to do it in such a way that your spirit man is dying and you are only showing up. Like the people can see you physically, but your secret place is nothing to be compared with the way you are showing up. Now, I'm not done with that story. Bimpe moved to Lagos. She got a job. She stayed focused. She became a prayer coordinator in a higher institution. She was a sister coordinator. She is a nurse. She's still a nurse. She was a pillar of her community. But all appearance at the Bimpe house was not just standing. It was a cathedral of light at that point. But 5 years, I'm talking about many years ago now, maybe 10 years ago, but 5 years ago, the ground shifted. Listen, 6 months after moving back to Akure, the unthinkable happened. Adebimpe, the role model, the coordinator, the vibrant church girl, became pregnant out of wedlock. This is the truth on our face. This is Adebimpe being hard. This is Adebimpe doing this is not supposed to happen. This is not supposed to happen at all. Yes, I said this is not supposed to be. Suddenly, the cathedral started to shake. The dreams of minister's wedding shattered. The nurse who knew the science and the Christian who knew the word found herself staring at a reality that felt like a death sentence. There's where I'm going. Listen. She thought of the shame, of course, so shameful. She thought of her parents' God. Yes, she thought of the whisper in the choir. Yes, she thought, is suicide not better than this shame? She withdrew into a self-made prison, which is understandable. Her vibrancy disappeared. Well, it should. Her gift went into hiding. Who gives help? When you fall, who gives help? She was a giant who had fallen. So sad. So sad. And the whole world was watching. So sad. I'm talking about 12 pillars of wholesomeness. Kaya. But the good news is Adebimpe found herself again. She found Christ again. She found healing again. She became again. She stand tall again. Yes. Suicide is not an option. And I wrote a book because I've finished writing it. I'm just into production. I finished everything. I said the sacred me, the story they never expected. That is my story. This story I just shared is my own story. It's my own story. She became again. This story is not a parable. I'm not reading from a textbook. I am Adebimpe, and this is my story. I spent years healing from the crushing weight of guilt. I said suicide is not an option. It's in that my book. Yes, there's a chapter I dedicated for that. I spent years healing from the crushing weight of guilt and the suffocating prayer of people's expectations. I realized that for years, I was living for the congregation. I was living for the title. I was building a 10-story reputation in pillars that had not been tested for structural integrity. I survived. Why? Not many, not all will survive, but I did because Eroi, the God that sees my plans, is saw me. The experience I had. It saw past the shame, it saw through the ridicule, and it provided a path of grace that led to a glorious restoration. My restoration journey is not for today because it doesn't just come natural. It doesn't come natural. But this lesson taught me something that I can never forget. What if there are many people who are being pace and they in that pit, that is where they ended. That is where that is where their voice ended. That is where their purpose ended. That is where their life gets shattered. Many people can be like Adebimpe. So Adebimpe is being sent to bring out all Adebimpes, to bring out everyone in the pit. I call it 12 pillars of awesome. It is a self-discovery. You can be a giant in the spirit and still have cracks in your foundation. Did you listen to that story? Yes. Tonight, we're not here to talk about how to look holy. This is being naked and not ashamed. Or how to act productive. Oh, it's working. Everything is set. Everything is working. Everything is set. No, we are not here to act. We are here to talk about the structural support that keep you from collapsing when the storm of life hits. We are going to look at the 12 pillars of wholeness. And we're going to start by rebuilding the temple. Rebuilding the temple. Rebuilding the temple. In that pillar, there is a temple. In that temple, there are 12 pillars. In that temple, there are 12 pillars. And who is the temple? We are the temple. The Bible says that for we are the temple of God. So we are going to rebuild the temples. And inside that temples, we have 12 pillars. We're going to talk about the 12 pillars tonight. The Bible says he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wound. But healing is not just a feeling, it is a reconstruction. You cannot build a level 10 life on level 2 foundation. We can't. And we're going to be categorizing the 12 pillars into 3 phases. Phase 1, I call it the internal foundation. Of course, we start with foundation, then the walls, then the ceiling. You see now, it's so complete. When I lost, you will never see these 12 pillars in any book. You wouldn't. You will never. 12 pillars. Yes, the internal foundation. Because these are the roots. They are about how you relate to yourself. To yourself when the world is quiet. And we have 3: the body pillar, the emotional pillar, and the identity pillar. And the fourth one is the inner voice pillar. The body pillar, is when we learn to feel safe in your own skin again. You see, those people that are thinking of suicide, those people that are thinking of, oh, I have this, I have my body, this is my. Do you feel safe in your skin? Those people that are bleaching, they say they are. You know there's a problem with that. It's because their body pillar is crushing. You need to get to a state you feel safe in your own skin. That is body pillar. Do you feel safe? Do you feel, even with your skin, do you feel confident? That's the body pillar. That's number one pillar because your body carries your whole being. So if you are thinking there is something wrong with your eyes, there is something wrong with your hair, there is something wrong somewhere, then the foundation is faulty. We start with that. Then the second one is the emotional pillar. This is huge. This is huge. The emotional pillar is when we process grief, how we process anger and shame without shying away from these things, without shying away from our emotions. And it's not we don't shy away from it. That means we don't numb them. We don't say they didn't exist. They do. I felt guilty. I was ashamed. Yes, it is the truth. You don't run away from your emotions. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. So the emotional pillar, yes, you don't run away from it. Don't react as well. So what do? When it comes, you identify, you name it, you identify, you ask question how, why can I do? The third pillar is the identity pillar. The identity pillar, knowing who you are when the coordinator title is stripped away. We are community of Temi Tokara. I'm Oluwakemi Felicity Ayinde. When I'm not a nurse, who am I? When I'm not an wholesome coach, who am I? When the title gets stripped away, who are you? When you don't have as much as you have, who are you? The bank account you have, who are you? The identity pillar, who are you? Without those things, can you still stand? Can you still be confident? Do you still know who you are? And the fourth one is the inner voice pillar. This is very dangerous. This pillar comes from what we've had, like sabotaging ourselves. The inner voice. What can you hear? Replacing the voice of shame with the voice of wisdom. Yes, you can. I raise your hand. Do you have anything to say, ma? Someone raised a hand. Okay, I'll write on. Okay, we continue. Yes, I'm talking about the inner voice pillar, replacing the voice of shame with the voice of wisdom. And this will come from what we listen to. Which voice do we hear? Is it the voice of God or the voice of people? The inner voice pillar. And the phase two is the wall, which is what brings structure to the foundation that we've discussed about. How you relate to the world and the people in it. You know, the first one is about yourself. The world now is how you relate. It's the structural framework, how you relate with the world and even with people. Do you have boundaries? Hey, the strength to say no to the expectation of others. You must have the strength to say no to people's expectation. And that is the fifth one. The kind, the sixth one is the relational pillar. Relational pillar. You need to move from performing for people to being seen by them. Stop performing. Let people see you the way you are. Stop performing for people. That is the seventh. The eighth is The security pillar, finding stability that is not shaking. Aya, by resources. Sometimes we get this security probably from finance. Yes, yes. You are that is not being shaken by resources. So it means either you have money or you don't have money. Either where you are living, I don't know how it's going to be. You are not being shaken by those resources, by what you have. You are not being what you have is not moving you. If you get what I mean, you are so humble. Like what you have is not the one that is dictating how you live, you associate with. Because sometimes this thing is psychological. The security pillar, you want to. I think I'm feeling out. Sorry. The security, but sometimes it's want to make us secure. Like, oh, I need to move with kind of people. I need to do this. I need to do that. But in the recent, is that controlling you? If it's controlling you, if you cannot be secured, you have to be secured. We call it security pillar. You have to be stable. Finding stability that is not shaken by resources. And I call the next one the environmental pillar, creating a space. Yes, like your home, your house, your environment, creating a space. Okay. So the environment pillar, creating a space that nourishes your peace, your home. Everywhere you are, let it nourishes your peace. Me, I need to work on this. Like, it's a big deal for me. My environment is a big deal for me. It's a big deal for me. And the third phase is the soul expansion pillar, where life shift from surviving to thriving. I call it, this one has four, the purpose pillar. It means discovering meaning that is left. It's not a meaning that is forced. You are not forcing to be seen. You are not forcing purpose. No. You must feel it. You must know. Discovering meaning, you felt it. Okay. You felt like, oh, this is it. Discovering meaning that is felt. This is purpose. Purpose is you knowing that, oh, what I'm doing is impacting others. You see now? What I'm doing is shaping people. What I'm doing is shaping life of people. What I'm doing is contributing to the life of others meaningfully, making them live in a more positive way. Anything that you do that is causing people to smile, that is causing people to say thank you, that is causing people to when yes, you are in purpose. Anything that you are doing that is causing people to say, oh, thank you for this. Thank you for saying this. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for showing up is a purpose. You are in purpose. It doesn't have to be something very big. It doesn't have to be something very obvious. No. Purpose is when you do something and another person is the partaker, is being blessed by what you are doing. You are in purpose. So purpose is not something abstract that we are looking for. Some people say, I'm looking for purpose. No, you are in purpose. You are in purpose. And that is the truth. Anywhere you are, you will only realize this probably the next 5, 10 years. You will know that, oh, I was in purpose and I never knew. Yes, you have. The next one, we're talking about the play pillar. These people, this one, it's like kilo day. It's reclaiming the joy that tried. Yes, reclaiming the joy. Yes, reclaiming something tried to steal our joy. So we must reclaim it. I want to ask this question. When last have you just said, see, I know I have a lot of tutor, but now maybe the next 10, 15, I just want to play. Yes, it's a play pillar. So sometimes this pillar of play is missing. And once it's missing, we get overwhelmed because we just want to be serious. We just want to do things and you just want to just get it done and get far. That's the survivor mode. Calm down. Play. It brings about reset. And I love this, my next pillar, because this is the anchor of it all. The spiritual pillar. Hey, your deep, unshakable anchor is to the divine, is to divinity. Because even all this pillar that I'm talking about, it can shake. But if your spiritual pillar, because spiritual pillar is unshakable, with God is constant. If you can be constant with your spiritual pillar, you will stand the test of time. And the last one, I call it the release pillar. I put this last because sometimes this is very difficult to do. And this is letting go of the old stones, letting go of past mistake. And this release pillar is under forgiveness as well. Yes. And I want to bring this into a moment of reckoning so we can relate. After there's a period I was in 3 months period of sickness and helplessness, hiding in my house. I had to ask, who am I? If I am not the perfect church girl, who am I? Who am I? Oh, those 3 months of first 3 months of trimester pregnancy, first yeah, the first 3 months, I was like, who am I? Because I was hiding, I couldn't come out. I had to ask, who am I if I'm not the perfect church girl? You are asking a similar question tonight. You are putting in which you were not designed to hold. You are trying to be a role model while your own heart is breaking. We are going to perform a load bearing test tonight. We call it a load bearing test, where one, it means it's crumbling, and 10, it means you are indestructible. Like, oh, let's go. 10 is like, oh, let's go. I'm there. I ticked it off. Yes, that's number. Yeah. So I'm going to be asking you some questions. Are you ready to stop pretending and to start me? I stopped pretending to be okay. I stopped pretending like I was okay. I wasn't okay. I stopped pretending that everything was normal. Everything was not normal. I ran to my maker. I ran to my source. I ran to my roots. I begin to align. I begin to see myself with the way God sees me. I begin. Now, I am no longer someone that I am not somebody, I'm not performing, if you get what I mean. Was I performing before? No, I wasn't. But still, I'm not performing. Now, I'm not performing for people. I stopped performing. And I call it that book, the sacred me. The story, the now I guard my sacred. Is there anyone like sacredity? I don't know if there is one like that. But if you get what I'm trying to say. Yes. No wonder. Luke chapter 6, verse 40. He said, he is like a man building a house who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when a flood arose, the stream broke against that house. It could not shake it because it has been well built. It has been well built. It has been well built. Are your pillar well built? Because storm will come. It was my storm season. It was so stormy for me. It was very difficult for me to arise. But I now discover there are these 12 pillars. If these 12 pillars, if these 12 pillars are unshakable in your life, you will stand the test of time and you will arise. Tonight, we are going to stop passion. Tonight, we are going to stop pretending. We are going to look at the 12 pillars of awesomeness. By the time we finish, you won't just have a feel good message, you will have a blueprint. And we don't build at random, we build in phases. Now, I told you they're in phases. We build in order. We build from the phase one, which is the internal foundation that I've talked about. This pillar says this entirely inside your skin, your body. You had the root. If these things are hollow, it doesn't matter how much money you make, you will still feel like an imposter. You will still feel like nothing is happening. You will still feel like, oh, you are not becoming. You will still feel empty if you don't build your internal foundation, your emotional regulation. If you do, you will still feel empty. These are what I call phases. The second phase is the walls. I talk about them. This is your interface with the world. You need to set a strong boundaries. These are the load-bearing walls that determine your capacity. They keep the wrong things out, and only the right thing they keep inside. And the phase 3 is the soul expansion. This is the cathedral of your life. This is so serious that you can think. And that is why I'm very passionate about this. It is the third one is the cathedral of your life, because this is where the shift happened from just surviving to truly thriving. The load bearing trust. And I want to test. And I want you to carry out this thing. We are not going to perform a load bear, but brutally. I want you to be brutal about it. Be brutal, be honest. On a scale of 1 to 10, how you relate to yourself when the world is quiet. Do you live in your body or you just use it? Answer the question. Do you live in your body? Do you truly live? Are you comfortable? Do you truly live in your body or you just use it? If you are still using your body, you are wrong. You need to live inside of it. Be comfortable in your skin. Be elegant. Be confident in yourself. Stop using your body. Stop just, you cannot afford just to be, oh, they are here today. You are there. So you do not even listen to yourself. You do not even, how can you discern? How can you know when you are not even taking care of your body? When you are not taking the pause to live inside your body, we should stop using our body. We should start living inside it. And when I say living inside it, it is about when you feel safe, you feel relaxed, you are at home in your skin. And the second one, I'm quickly going to do because time is fast spent. Can you sit with your feelings, with your anger, with your grief or fear, without being hijacked by it? Or without you numbing it out and thinking or saying or claiming they don't exist? The third one, if it's about the identity pillar, if I took away your job, your bank account, and your title, would you still know who you are? That is it. Who are you? Aya, who are you? When life knocked me down, I realized that was not me. Even though it happens, but that was not me. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Answer that question. Even when everything is being stripped off, why? Because to me, everything was stripped off. Everything I know. My relationships, everything was stripped off. In fact, everything. Did I lost my job? Not because of that though, but at that point I was jobless. Everything was stripped off. Who are you? Who are you? You. The inner voice pillar, when you fail, who speaks? When you fail, who controls your thoughts? When you fail, who speaks? Because the person that speaks when they are down, whatever they say when they are down, yeah, it will manifest. I don't know what you say. What do you say? Do you say? Do you say to yourself? If you are thinking it and you have not yet said it, it's still better. But if you have opened your mouth, please today start saying the positive things into your life. I am a woman of excellence. I am a woman of purpose. I rise and I shine. I am a light to my world. I am a light to my nations. I bring people out from the dungeons, from the pit, and they become they are being enthroned. They become king. Is it the voice of shame or the voice of wisdom that you speak? If your self-talk, if your self-talk is sanctuary, or is it a war zone? Is it a war zone? Now, that is about the foundation. We're going to talk about the structure. How do you relate to the world and to the people in it now? Do you have structural strength to say no to others? Hey, so you can say yes to your soul? So you can say yes, how is your life a door with no lock? Every scroll on the social media, you scroll. Is your life just a door that has no lock? Stop it. You say yes to everything. Stop it. That is the boundary pillar that is missing. I'll stop there. I'll move to the next one. The relational pillar. Do the people in your inner circles, did they see the real you? Or are they in love with the performance? Hey. Or are they in love with the performance? You see, oh, you do they really I'm not saying you should be vulnerable to everybody, but the inner circle, you will have weaknesses. Do they see the real you, or you are just performing, or they see the performance you? I will not lie. Sometimes I say, see, I'm tired, and it's tiredness. I am tired. You can be tired. Yes. When you are tired, you need rest. Sometimes you can be tired. Don't know the doesn't help. But sometimes, even when you are tired, you still have to show up. You get what I'm trying to say? But there are some times, oh, if I do this, I'm against my body. I'm only using my body at this time. I'm not living in it. You see now? So your ability to say no, yes, when you know this thing, oh no, like no, this thing, I'm sorry, I have to say no to it. Not because it's just because at this moment, this and this and this. And if people will not accept your no, just do what? Move, 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 move. And the next one, the security pillar. Do you feel stable and grounded in your finances, or are you driven by a scarcity ghost that never feels safe? You need to feel safe financially. Yes, don't be driven. I've noticed something. People who chase money don't get it. You don't chase money, you chase values. You get that? You chase values. When you chase value, money comes. People who chase money, they don't get it. No. The next one, the environmental pillar. Does your physical space, your home, your desk, your bedroom nourish your nervous system? Or does it even be, is it even the trigger of the stress? The cluster today. And the last one, how you relate to your purpose and to divinity. The purpose pillar. Do you wake up with the quiet click of meaning? Do you know why your life matters beyond paying bills, beyond what you do? And I'm telling you today, until you get to a point that you know that your life matters beyond what you do. Yes. And I think that is going to actually help us to stop living for others. Mhm. When you know that, see, hi. I think somebody messaged me and we're talking. I don't know if the person, I don't know if the person is going to listen to this or not, but it's okay. Like we were talking and talking, and I was like, okay, I'm talking about purpose pillar because I don't know, I don't want to miss what I want to say. Do you know why? Yeah. I was talking and talking. I was like, the person asked, okay, if I call you tomorrow, will you pick? And I say, I'm not guaranteed I'm going to pick. I'm not guarantee you because I'm maybe very busy. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I have an impact journey. I'm building. Now you see, you will call me at a particular time and I will pick. I can't guarantee you. Yes, guarantee you. You need to know why you see. Yeah, your life matters beyond paying bills. Your life matters beyond those performance. I'm going to rush quickly. Can you be unproductive without feeling guilty? How many people are on this table? Can you create, laugh, and move just for the joy of it? Just for the joy of it. And the spiritual pillar, which I love so much, this is your anchor to the divine. Do you feel connected to God and a deep sense of belonging? Like, oh, this is where I just want to be for the rest of my life when you're in the presence of God. Do you feel that with divine connection? You feel connected to God because that is the deep essence of life. And the last one, can you let go of old weights, bitter grudges, the ghost of your past? Can you let go? Can you just let go? I know it's not easy. Just let go. Or are you carrying old stones into a new house? Drop those old stones because the whole stone, you are moving into a new house now. You might be wondering, why did I need to see the cracks? Because you cannot heal what you did not acknowledge. So I went through all those pillars so that you can see. Because you cannot heal what you do not acknowledge for years. Maybe you have been fighting the thought that you were lazy. When actually your play pillar was dead. You have been fighting. So you're not lazy. It's because your play pillar was dead. If your play pillar is active, you know those periods whereby you just feel lazy. Oh, you will name it. Oh, I feel lazy, but I think sometimes you just need to play. Nobody died. Nobody died. No, but I'm not trying to because there's a thin line between these things. I'm not trying to let you maybe lay back, be a lay back somebody and not be an high flyer. No, no, this is not what I'm talking about. But sometimes when you feel overwhelmed, rest, pause, pause, so that you can start the race again. If you get what I mean. Yeah. You thought you were failing when actually your boundary pillar is not in existence. And we need to audit this. Now, I want you to stop the misdiagnosis. You don't need more time management. Do someone hear me? You don't need more time management. You said you couldn't do this. Did you pack so much on your plate? Number one, you need to know that. Is there too much things to manage on your plate? Because sometimes you say, oh, I'm poor with time management. You don't need time management. You need an identity pillar that knows is what is not tied to the clock. Your what is not tied to the clock. Your what is not tied to the clock. Even if you don't meet up today, tomorrow you will meet up. You can start again and have a realistic goal. You don't need more time management. You need an identity pillar that know that your what is not tied to the clock. And I want you to locate the leak if your release pillar. Hmm, I don't know what it is, oh, but the Lord will help us. Oh. I think you have those. And if you have your workbook, you will see all this there. You will see the release pillar. So you will understand what I'm talking about. If your release pillar is 2/10, you are leaking energy into old grudges. Some I'm telling you, before you can move forward, you need to forgive those people in your mind. You need to let go of those grudges, of those past, of those mistakes, of those error of your. You need to let go of them. Yes, that is the truth. Those who have that don't even, people that do not even think about you one day. Hey, they are still imprisoned in your hearts. Hey, yeah, you are also in prison if you don't know, because they don't even know. They don't know. Right? Because you are still carrying them, and that is why you are still where you are. I want you to end the shame. It's not that you are a broken person, it's that you are a builder. There is a blueprint that is missing. You are not a broken person. Yeah. And I want you to us to rebuild ourselves. A weak pillar is not just a flaw, it is a structural, it's a threat. If your identity pillar, if it is shallow, if it is hollow, your boundary pillar can never be strong. Do you get me? When you say yes to everybody, it's because your identity pillar is hollow. Because you think, if I didn't say yes now, they will say I am this. So is that who they call you? Or are you who people call you or who God calls you? Answer the question. Why? Because without a solid identity, a no feels like a death sentence. You can't set a boundary if you are terrified that losing someone's approval means losing yourself. I will say that again. You cannot set a boundary if you are being terrified that losing someone's approval means losing yourself. I don't care who I lose. So far, I did not lose myself. Hey, I have 1 million accolades. So far, I did not lose my identity. So far, I don't know whom, I don't care whom I lose. But so far, I did not lose my identity. And honor people, please. Honor is a great skill. Honor, you have to honor all men. But Bible did not say that you hand over your life to all men. No, honor them. Honor. Yes. You can't set a boundary if you are terrified that losing someone's approval means losing yourself. Whose approval are you dancing to today and it's making you lose yourself? Whose approval are you dancing to today? and that approval is making you to lose yourself, please audit your life. Audit your life. If the approval of that person is not in line with your values, you are losing yourself. You get what I mean? If the approval, if what they are approving is making you to lose yourself, then please, you need to stop it. Says, unless the Lord build the house, those he builds it labor in vain. Unless the Lord builds the house, unless the Lord build the house, unless the Lord build the house, allow God to build you. There are some relationships that even God wants to let go. There are some things that God really even want to shed out of your life, but you are still holding on to it. Hey, is it the cluster? Is it the friends that are not adding values to you? Is it a relationship that is always taking from you and not giving? Unless the Lord build, allow God to build you. God is saying, letting go. What are you saying? You are still holding on. Are you allowing God to build you? God is saying, forgive. What are you saying? What are you saying? What is your identity? Even though in the Bible says on the seventh day, God rested. God rested. You need rest. In the Bible, John 11:35, Jesus wept. Your emotions, stop hiding them. Stop hiding them. Get some rest. This is about building with divine alignment and structural truths. I want you to identify the anchor. Find your lowest core. And this is the one that, if you fix that, it stabilizes the rest. Some, it could be boundaries. Some, it could be the release pillar. Some, it could be the identity one. Some, it could be the inner voice. Some, it could be the body one. Yes. Some, it could be our emotions. Identify it and stabilize one. Fix one. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I want you to practice integrity. Stop saying yes to things that weaken your pillars. Stop saying things that weaken your pillars. Do you know? The things that we say yes to that we don't know, I will tell you. Because when I'm talking now, you think you now have to be saying yes, saying no to your neighbors, saying no to everybody around you. Felicity did not tell you that. Oh. But see, there are some things that you said yes to, but not with your mouth. Instance, what you listen to, social medias. You saying yes to them as you're clicking. You are saying yes. They are taking your time away. You are saying yes. They are polluting your mind. And you don't know. Hey, and you are saying yes to them. Kai. Hey, today I want you to know that don't just say yes to everything. Don't say yes to everything. Don't say yes because you are protecting the temple. You can't just afford everything to just be closed. No. For me to decree, no one builds a cathedral alone. Knowing the pillar gives you sight, building them gives you strength. Start building. You have spent many years living in a house that was, I don't know, but you've survived the storm. You are exhausted. You now have the blueprints, which is in front of you, which is your workbook. The question is, are you going to leave the tools on the floor? Hey, and still continue running your race and running your life the way you think it should be run, or you will sit down with yourself. You will go back to where it is cracked, hey, and you will sit with it. Are you ready to join the construction crew and build a life that is actually hope? If I were you, I will take up, because this 12 pillar of awesomeness is in that workbook. If I were you, I will take that 12 pillars as if my life depends on it. And I will start taking, and I will start working on it. I'll start working on one. I will start writing declarations of what I think my life is. And I will start speaking. And I will start writing. And I will start, you see, when it comes to your space, the environment, I will start making my environment looks like what I am, looks like what I should become. And I will stop, and I will stop gathering everything. I will shut down. You can shut down for 1, 2, 3 weeks or months to say, okay, this month I want to work on this pillar this month. Next month I will work on this pillar next month. Coming month I will work on this pillar, and you will shut down on social media, shut down on everything, and you will say, I want to see. Felicity has said, I can do this month. I want to focus on this one pillar this month. It's 12 pillars. You can take one pillar and work on each in 12 months, and you will now see how your life evolves. Like I said, for you to be valuable, you don't chase money. You sit with yourself and you add values to yourself. Look at your lowest score. Yes. And I want you to take a action today. Look at it. Look at it. Take one single action to reinforce it. It's if your body pillar is a 3, your action is 8 hours of sleep or a 20 minutes walk. No excuses. Yes. Look at your lowest score pillar in the next 24 hours. Take one single action to reinforce it. If your body pillar scores 3, it means your action is you need to have 8 hours of sleep. How many people feel guilty for having 8 hours of sleep? If you are feeling guilty for having 8 hours of sleep, you are wrong. I don't know who you are. You need rest. Your action is 8 hours of sleep or a 20-minute walk. No excuse. Take that walk. Leave that thing. If it is not done, nobody died. Stop treating symptoms and start fixing the structure. And I say, the master pillar of it all that I'm going to be talking about is the cornerstone of your reconstruction. Yes, 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 yes. We have walked through the 12 supports of a whole life. We have looked at our bodies, our boundaries, our play, and our release. But as we prepare to close tonight, I must tell you the secrets of the architecture. In any great cathedral, there is a cornerstone. It is the first stone that is set in place, and every other stone in the entire building is aligned according to that one stone. If the cornerstone off by even a millimeter, the roof will eventually collapse. Even the roof will collapse. Throughout my story, yes, throughout everything that I've talked about, I discovered that there is only one pillar that cannot be cracked by human failures or public opinions. And the strongest pillar is who you are in Christ. It is written in the book of Hebrews 12:27, verse 20. It is written, say, the word once more indicates the removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things, so that what cannot be shaken may remain. Therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us be thankful. Everything else in your life can shake, and likely it's going to shake. Yes, your health may fluctuate. Your bank account may rise and fall. People's opinion of you will change like the wind. They will shout Hosanna on Sunday and crucify by Friday, which they did to Jesus. If your identity is built on your vibrancy, your coordination, or your spotless reputation, you are building on sand, because God is the only one who is constant. There was a self-made prison of shame that I made for myself. Yes, yes, yes. But do you know, I am a daughter of the Most High, and that changes everything. It changes everything. One can be taken away by a mistake, but I am sealed by the blood of the Lamb. I. That is the power of the root. If your root is deep in Christ, even the Bible says, when a righteous falls 7 times, he will rise again. If your root is deep in Christ, it doesn't just hold you steady, it reroutes you. Yes. Yes, it will reroute you. When the storm of my own making broke against my house, it destroyed the painting on the wall, it destroyed the image I had built. But because the roots was Christ, that failure didn't lead to an end, it led to a rerouting. It rerouted me back to a purpose I never could have imagined. Yes, I have a community, Trailblazer Ministers, Children's Forum, the 10th of Kara, the Kara Educational Hub. Yes. If I had not fallen, I wouldn't have known how to help others stand, would I? No. If I had not been shamed, I wouldn't have known how to be the sanctuary of grace. See, your lowest score tonight is not a death sentence. It is a GPS coordinate. It is God saying, we are going to strengthen this part of the temple so you can carry the weight of the new thing I am about to do. Ademikpe is no longer hiding. Ademikpe is no longer defined by a 6 weeks discovery or a 10-day. Don't worry. So let's go there. I am defined by the one who saw me at my lowest and said, build again. That's what I had. What are you hearing? Let's end it tonight. Challenge you. Stop building for the audience and start building for the architects. Take your blueprints, look at your lowest pillar, and remember that even if other supports, even if every other support in your life gives way, the cornerstone is still there. It's not disappointed in your repairs, no. He is the one handing you the tools. You are not a broken person. You are a daughter. You are a king. Yes. You are a son of the king. You are a daughter of the king. And it is time to build a life that is unshakable as the God you serve. If this blesses you, please share to your friends. I know we're going to record this and we're going to be putting this on one of our YouTube because this is so powerful. And I want you to join me on 10th of February. Yes, there is a sovereign blueprint that we needed to carry. Yes, and we're going to be talking about that. Yes. Thank you so much for tonight. If you have any questions, please, I'm open to questions. I'm very open to questions. I'm very open to questions. If you have any questions, I'm open to questions. Yes. Thank you so much for tonight. Let's have a wonderful night's rest. Thank you. Bye.